Hey legend, Fraser Brooks here, and are you sick and tired of not reaching the goals that you set? You're kind of only setting goals for the idea of having goals, but you never really realize that you actually complete them? Well, in this video, I want to help you because I've got a 6-step process that's allowed me to be able to conquer, crush, achieve all the goals that I set out to do. Now, you've probably not heard of this way of doing things, but it works so well. It's a little bit weird, especially when we get to step 6, so make sure you hang in there. All right, I would love to know, as well as we get started here, what are your big goals for the upcoming year and in the future as well that you just know you want to accomplish? So let's dive in. Number 1, the first step that we want to do is we want to do what we call a brain dump. Now, some of you guys are familiar with this, some of you guys aren't. So a brain dump is simply where you get a big piece of paper or multiple pieces of paper and you just dump everything onto the paper that's going on in your brain. I want you to think of all the goals that you have. It could be something small. It could be literally like buying your friend an Amazon gift card, right? It's a goal. I've got to get it done. Write it down. It could be buying a new car. I'm not saying that's a small goal. That's definitely not a small goal. It could be a holiday that you take to the Maldives. It could be clothes that you want to buy, handbags you want to get, watches you want to buy, achievements you want in your business or your job, whatever it might be. But here's the thing that most people miss out. They do it on their own. They don't get a partner involved. They don't get their kids involved. So I want to take you back now 27 years. I was 8 years old. My dad was driving. My mum was in the passenger seat. And me and my brother were in the two back seats. I was only 8. He was 6 years old. And we drove down to a place called Maidstone in Kent where my dad's family were living at the time. So my nan and granddad. And we got there and it was raining the whole time. For those of you who are watching this from the UK, you know it rains all the time. So we get down there. And there was nothing really to do. My dad was sat in the conservatory and you could hear the rain hammering down on the glass like roof, like boom, 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 boom. And he shouts to my mum, my brother and me to come into the house, like into the conservatory, because we were going to play a game. Me and my brother were super excited. What we're going to do. And we were sat around a circular table, only small. And my dad gets a piece of paper out and a pen. And he says, let's design our dream home. And he goes to my mum, what do you want on the dream home? Fraser, what do you want? Corbin, what do you want? My brother's name's Corbin. Julie, what do you want? Fraser, what do you want? Corbin, what do you want? And kept going round and round and round this circle as we kind of designed the dream home. That was him setting goals for the home that he one day wanted to build. And he said, hey, us guys, we know that we have a decision to make, and the decision that we make is going to determine the direction that this family goes in. Option 1 is mum and dad dedicate all of their time to you. We'll go bike rides, we'll go on adventures, we'll go on holidays, we'll play computer games together, whatever, but we won't get the dream home. Option 2 is mum and dad take a portion of the time that we have with you, but instead of focusing on you, we focus it on the business, and 10 years from now, we will be living in the dream home. Me and my brother were like, option 2, straight away. My mum was like, okay, let's go option 2. You could see my dad inside. You can kind of feel it. He was like, yes, that's the thing that he really wanted. And in between 9 and 10 years after writing that list, we achieved it. We lived in the dream home. And it was an amazing house. But it all started with a brain dump. So step 1, get everything on a piece of paper. Get your partner's goals, your kids' goals, the dog's goals. The dog's not going to be able to give you the goals, but you get the point. Everyone's goals go on this piece of paper. However, it's going to be overwhelming. You could have 50, you could have 100, you could have 300 goals written on this big piece of paper, and you're thinking, I struggle getting one goal. How the heck am I going to get all these goals? But you don't, right? All these goals, I promise you, won't be relevant if I was to ask you to do this again a year from now. Because right now you're thinking of the goals that come into your head, but a year from now those goals will be completely different. So here's what you need to do. You need to then categorize these goals into the different categories. And there are 5 different categories, okay? 5 different categories. I'll put them here. Financial categories, let's go finances. Finances and business, for those of you who have businesses. Those of you who have jobs, could be your finances, your career, your business. Number 2 is family. Could be like your relationships, family time, like vacations that you want to go on with them. Faith, this could be growth, mindset, spirituality, right? All things that contribute towards growth. Fitness, this is going to be like your health goals. Do you want to get that 6-pack? Do you want to have the best in shape family on the street, in the town? And then the last thing, what are the things and the memories that you want to create that you believe will give you some fun factor in your life? All right? So these are the things you're going to categorize these goals into. So you maybe start with 200 goals, And then you're categorizing, there's maybe 40 financial goals, 30 family goals, 10 faith goals, you got 30 fitness goals, you got 30 fitness goals, and then what have we got left over? You got 90 fun goals, right? You will usually find that's not the right ratio, but you'll usually find the fun goals and the financial goals will tend to be significantly higher than the family, the faith, and the fitness. Not for everyone, but just for a lot of people I've done this with. Now, you've got all the goals written out. Now, maybe you've got a different highlighter pen, right, for each category. Or you go, right, we've got all the goals, now let's get 5 pieces of paper and categorize. So that's blah, 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 blah. It takes a bit of time. And already some of you are giving up on the video because you're like, oh, I can't be bothered doing that. Then guess what? Your goals can't be bothered coming to you. There's something known as the law of attraction. You've got to be able to write this out. You've got to be able to write and spend the time so the universe knows, hang on a minute, these guys are working on their goals, they're thinking about their goals, and they're putting it out there to the universe. Let's see how far they get on with this. I always say, you got to wow yourself before you how yourself. You got to make yourself go, wow, what will life look like when we achieve all these things? Before you go out there and find actually what you've got to do, like the how to actually do it. Because if you're always thinking like, well, there's no point in writing down a red Ferrari because I don't know how, you've got to fall in love with the idea of having that red Ferrari so much that it kicks yourself up the backside to go and find those videos and those courses, those events, those mentors, those trainings for you to be able to make that happen. All right, you got to wow yourself before you how yourself. All right, number 3. Now you got to prioritize. You got to get rid of a load of the goals. When I say get rid, you're not going to remove them, but you're going to go, right, okay. Realistically, having 10 to 15 goals a year is a lot, and it's definitely achievable. So you're going to go into your finances section. Remember, you either highlighted it on the big piece of paper or you created your own financial goal list. All right, and you're just going to pick 1, 2, or 3 of those financial goals to focus on. Then you're going to do it onto family, and you're going to do the same, 1 to 3. You do the same with faith, fitness, and fun. So by the end, you've got, if it's 1 from each, that's 5. If it's 3 from each, that's 15. It could be 1 financial, 2 family, 1 faith, 1 fitness, and 3 fun. So you could have like what? 11, 10, 9. It doesn't matter the number, as long as it's between 5 and 15, and there's 1 from each category. People ask me all the time, they say, Fraser, how am I balanced? Balance does not happen day to day. Balance does not happen week to week. Balance doesn't happen month to month. You can get some sort of balance in the seasons of the year. So you'll have a season, maybe start of January, you're like, right, business, business, business. And then you're like, you know, family time, it's the kid's birthday. We've got 2 kids, like one's on the 21st of February, one's on the 25th of February. So we're going to have a family week. Growth happens every single morning, right? And every single evening, whatever. Fitness, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for 35, 45 minutes a day. Fun. All right, well, we can't have fun. We can't be going on vacations every week, but every 4 or 5 months, we're going to commit to going on a trip as a family, right? So it's not like balance. It's like, it's a bit chaotic, but balance is like riding a bike. As long as you are moving, all is good. When you're just stood on the bike, you fall over. You're not balanced, but you're balanced when you're moving forward, okay? So now you need to prioritize so that you have anywhere from 5 to 15 goals. So you've gone from 200 to categorizing them to now having just 5 to 15. And again, there might be some discussions that happening with the family where you're like, I don't want that goal, but I really do. So it's communication towards the goals. All right. Now, this is the part that gets a bit difficult. Why times 7? Now, I've used why times 7, 7 levels of why, 7 levels deep, ever since I can remember. I remember watching the movie Aladdin by Disney, and my dad kind of was like, wow, this is a really great example of goal setting. So a lot of people think it's a wish. And they don't understand that the why is actually more important than the wish. Example, you go and find the Aladdin's lamp. You give it a rub, and the genie pops up and says, your wish is my command. The reality is, your wish is your command. Whatever you wish for, you're in control of making it happen. Anyway, so I say, oh, I really want to be rich. Now, the whole point of Aladdin was that to find out that the actual wish that you get, the one that you truly deserve or you understand the most, is the one that you actually need. All right? So anyway, so imagine that Aladdin comes back to you and says, why do you want to be rich? So then you ask, okay, I want to be rich because I want to be able to travel the world on my terms. And why do you want to be able to travel the world on your terms? Because I'm sick and tired of being in a job that I absolutely flipping hate, looking outside the window and looking on Instagram, seeing everyone else travel. And why is that important to you? Well, because I want to be an example to my kids. And why do you want to be an example? And you go so far until you hit the 7 levels. If you can't reach the 7 levels, then I'm sorry, but that goal that you had is now off the list. Because then it wasn't really a goal, it was a wish. It's only a goal when you truly have emotion behind it. If you're going to go, oh, I have this amazing goal, I want a red Ferrari. Why? Because then my friends will think I'm cool. And why is that important to you? Because I want to improve my status. And why do you want to improve your status? I don't know. Well, then you don't actually want or need the red Ferrari. You're just valuing things that other people value, which is a big problem. So you go why times 7 to really establish and lock in what their goals are. You might end up having 4 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals. That's fine. But I would also challenge you, if you remove 3, go and see if you can get another 3, right? So there are 5 to 15, and you'll end up around about 10 after you do this exercise. Again, it takes a bit of time, but the whole SMART goal process hasn't worked for enough people. This does. But a lot of people don't even establish their goals because they think, I haven't got the time for that. I'd rather go to the pub and go get drunk. All right, number 5, create your vision board. Here's a simplistic version of this vision board. Go and find something visually appealing that makes you go, wah, every time you see that image that matches up to the goal. For example, if you have a fitness goal to get into incredible shape, and it's like you want 8 abs, go and find someone on Google Images that has the body that you want. You take that, you print it off, and it goes on your vision board. Now, most people get the vision board wrong because they only do one version of it. You need 5, 6, 7 versions of it. So if something fun is like you want to stay on a water bungalow that overlooks on the water in the Maldives, go and find the exact resort that you want to stay at, the exact water bungalow, print it off, right? If you really want that Rolex watch, go and find the exact one. Heck, go into Rolex, put it on your wrist and take a photo and use that. If you want the car, test drive the car. Oh, but I can't test drive the car. I'm too nervous to go and test drive a Ferrari, for example. Then great, if you're too nervous to test drive one, you're probably not going to get one. So instead of finding them on Google Images, yes, the body, you can't just like wear someone else's body. The things that you can't go out there and actually use yourself, you're going to leverage someone else's on Google Images, for example, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. But when you're actually able to go and look at the thing that you want, if it's something that you want, like a materialistic thing, then go and actually try it on and take a photo with yourself wearing it. If it's a handbag, yay! If it's a watch, yay! Right? If it's a car, woo! Whatever. Now, here's what you need to do. You're going to create the vision board. Could be digitally, could be like in front of you, physically. You need to take photos of it, and you need to put them in the following places. Number 1, the actual vision board. It's in the middle of the house. In the kitchen, maybe. Number 2, on the left-hand side of the TV, so that when you're all sat down watching Netflix, you can't help but keep looking at the vision board going, you know what, the family might want to watch Netflix, but I am going to go and work my ass off to make sure that we get those things. Number 3, on the back of the toilet door. So when you're sat on the toilet, you are looking at your vision board every single time. Number 4, on the back of the front door. So when you're about to leave the house, the last thing you see is the vision board. So when you're driving to work, you're thinking about vision board, vision board, vision board, vision board, vision board, vision board. All right? Number 5, next to your bed, on your bedside table, so that before you go to bed, you turn the lights off, bang, you see the vision board, you start thinking about the vision board whilst you're asleep. There are many different places. Number 6, you can put that, again, if you've got a body one, number 6 can be on the fridge door. So when you open the fridge, you think, those chocolate bars, nope. What about you guys? Do you put the chocolate in the fridge, or do you put them in the cupboard? I like chocolate cold, so it's hard. Anyway, right? And the last one, screensaver on your phone. Mine's quite weird because I've got my family already on here, but we've got the Dubai skyline. I'm looking into my wife's eyes, very, very happy. We've got the dog, we've got the baby, because I've accomplished the dream, the goals that I set out this year, right? Happy family, happy wife, happy life. The dog's doing amazing. The baby's doing incredible. Life in Dubai is amazing. So I've done that to allow me to remind myself of that situation. Before that, there was countless of images of random stuff that were to do with my vision. However, there's one last step that most people don't do. I'm going to call it an audio board, which makes no sense. This is the step that once you've conquered them all is going to make you cringe and you will procrastinate on it, but it is the most important part. The word clarity comes from the word clear. And the last 3 letters of the word clear is E-A-R, also meaning ear. We have to listen to our goals to help us bring clarity around the things we want. So you're going to go onto your phone, you're going to go onto the voice memo, and you are going to send a voice message to yourself as if it's a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It depends on how long you want these goals to take, right? So if it's a year, which usually is the best, 12 months is a really good time frame. So you're going to say, hey, Fraser, it's Fraser here. It's January 2025. And I just want to let you know that you are in the best shape you've ever been. Your wife is looking smoking hot. Your kids are active. They're running around. They're on their Game Boys, their computers less than any of their friends, right? You're currently driving in your Range Rover to your log cabin in the Alps because you're going to spend a month skiing with different family and friends coming from all over the world to hang out with you. Whatever it might be, it could be you're wearing those high heel Christian Louboutin shoes that you always want. Not me, example for you potentially. You're wearing that watch. You're looking at the face. Imagine that imagine that it's already happened, that you're driving that car. What's it like? What's the voice message that you're sending? What's the tonality? It's not this. Hi, Fraser. It's 2025 here. It's probably not going to happen for you, but I'm just going to let you know because I had to do this exercise because I watched Fraser's video. Like, no. You've got to imagine, like, what's the energy? What's the tonality? How excited are you? Here's the thing. Once you've got that audio recorded, you're going to listen to it whilst you brush your teeth in the morning and whilst you brush your teeth before you go to bed. Twice a day, the same audio until, number one, it becomes true. You actually had the things that you want. Or number two, you start cringing at the idea that that thing was what you wanted 6 months ago. Because you accomplish your goals, whether you reach them and realize them, or you realize that it's actually something that you didn't want. You put it on the list because it was cool at the time. So many people don't achieve their goals because they actually realize that they didn't want it in the first place. And realizing that a goal is not the goal that you actually want is a huge part of actually succeeding. Because how many times have you felt like a failure when you write your goals and you don't achieve them, only because you technically did not really want to achieve it, but you count yourself as a failure, so you stop goal setting and it limits your success. But imagine if you have the 10, or when you have the 15 goals of the year, you achieve 5 of them, and the other 10 you were like, realized, I don't want those things. I don't want that to happen. I'm not happy if that happens. So you actually got 15 out of 15. Would you set your goals again the following year? Hell yeah, you would. So, I hope you got value from this. If you did, do me a favor, drop a big thumbs up, smash the subscribe, and let me know down below, how many goals are you gonna set for the next 12-month period ahead? I appreciate you. Big love. I look forward to seeing you next time. Ciao.